My nose hairs are gone.
You know what would fix that? Proper PPE.
Can this become this? That's the question I want to try to answer today. For centuries, the ideal boning used in corsetry was baleen or whalebone, though as we've already discussed in this video, it isn't actually bone, but an alpha-keratin material like wool, hair, fingernails, and horn. The lightweight flexibility that baleen offers as corset boning is frankly superior to like every other option. And while yes, it is legal in the United States to purchase and own baleen that has been harvested, cleaned, and polished by indigenous groups in Alaska, it's only in the United States and is simply not viable for 99.99% of people. You're also not legally permitted to resell baleen once you've purchased it, just FYI. So it's literally indigenous person to you in America, the end of the road. That's it. That's all you do, right? Currently, the best alternative for baleen is artificial baleen, which is just plastic. And like, yeah, it does a fine job. Like, I use it for my corsets, even though it's still not quite the same as baleen, and it doesn't have the same exact feel or handle to it. Obviously, the biggest drawback is that it is plastic, which is a bummer. But what if there is actually another alternative? One that has been moved to the sidelines? Yeah, I'm talking about cow horn. Hear me out. Okay, listen. Cow horn is also an alpha-keratin like baleen. It is also a byproduct of the food industry. Cow horns come in various lengths and can be relatively inexpensive. So the big question is it possible to take a cow horn and make it into corset boning? The follow-up questions all center around like, how many boning pieces can we get from a cow horn? How easy is it to work with? How much is cow horn going to behave like baleen? I wanna know, I'm curious, I just wanna know. So with Chrissy and Nicole and Maggie all coming here, and you know how we love to get up to experiments when we're all together?
I have to pee.
Go pee now, We're stopping.
Question, one or the other.
Next question.
No, pee. Go pee.
Next question.
Jesus.
That doesn't count. What is that bullshit?
Oops. My bad.
Oh my god. This is not true.
I figured now would be a great time to pursue the answers to those questions. So here's how we're gonna do it, okay? We're gonna treat this cow horn just like it's baleen. We're going to boil it up to soften it, see if we can cut it up into usable strips for corsets. Additionally, as a sort of control, a last minute control, because spoiler, I'm filming this after we've already done the experiment. Woo. Oh my God, have I ruined the art of mystery of YouTubing for you guys? What do you mean we film things out of order? That's crazy talk. It's actually just because I'm a lazy sack of shit. Because it is legal for me to own baleen in this absolute dumpster fire of a country, I actually have, or had, 3 baleen fronds that I legally purchased about 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, honestly. And so we're gonna process 2 of those, I think. 2. Originally, with this video, I wasn't gonna do anything with the baleen. That wasn't the point of the video. It was literally all about the cow horn. About halfway through the whole experiment, I was trying to explain some differences that I was noticing between cow horn and baleen to Chrissy and Nicole and the others. And like, it just wasn't quite making sense. And it was just one of those things, like, it's just easier to show than tell, you know, as with great storytelling. With that, I was like, well, screw it. Like, let's just, since we're here and we got this fire going, like, let's just throw in a frond, right? Let's just see what happens and just show the differences. So with that in mind, there isn't a lot of footage of the baleen part of the processing of this video because it was genuinely just an afterthought and it wasn't something I was going to originally include in this video either. But because of how interesting the results are, because they're fascinating, especially when you compare the two, I was really encouraged by my friends, especially Jordan, ma'am, to include baleen in this final discussion. And this will all make sense at the end when we look at the results and we talk about the results. So with that in mind, I think it's time for this version of me to stop talking and let's get to that absolutely chaotic experiment footage. Okay, so the idea behind this is made out of keratin, and baleen, which is whalebone, is made out of keratin. So we're gonna see if this behaves like baleen did. I have some experience in this. No, I might shock people. Those fire starters of the ship. Thanks, Mom. I'm also a walking advertisement for LL Bean right now, not sponsored, but deeply loved. I got my LL Bean coat on. I got my LL Bean boots on.
I mean, if you're LL Bean, I'm Columbia.
Yeah.
Columbia.
And you have Carhartt, too.
Columbia. Robert said it was snow flurry.
Hi, Maggie! I love you. Fuck with me, you're gonna get the heat, son. That'll actually probably just hit Maggie.
It would just totally hit your camera and everything.
Woo! Woo. All right. Okay. Yeah. Nicole's going. All right. Here we go, guys.
Let's see. Might be a problem with the air.
I know. I'm trying to like. What?
Yeah.
Oh. For air?
Yeah, to
Was
wait
it floating that much?
Yeah.
Okay. Try number 2.
Not enough of it's in the water. We need it like this.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Think you can get it on the handle?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it? Or have the leather gloves on?
Yeah. There you go.
Dooby dooby doo.
Oh, wait, hang on with the chair.
We scorched the horn. Juju, move!
Ah, go on.
Beep beep.
One more. Do you think it's softened enough that we might be able to do that?
I think we're gonna be able to nip it because we need.
Yeah, you're right. Almost there.
It smells like baleen does, so. Oh, fuck yeah, this is gonna work.
The rest needs to soften more. The rest isn't as soft.
I think this is gonna work though.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have as much usable as I thought. I think it's gonna have to go. But I mean, that.
We'll see.
But do you see how it's flaking like that?
And that's what you want to see is the
Yeah.
lamination, yeah?
Yeah, we want that to peel. If we can get this cut and then we can get it soft so we can flatten it overnight.
No foil now. Here, I'll fill it up again. Is that enough? Time for science. She blinded me with science. The real treasure was the science we made along the way. We got that good PPE. This is OSHA approved.
All right, I think we gotta do more boil. Bottom in. But I think another,
Maybe 30 minutes?
Yeah.
not long. This video would not be possible without owning a Solo stove. Not sponsored, but we love it.
We wish we were.
Yeah, Solo stove. Call me, baby.
All right, are you ready? Yeah. Your editor's gonna have fun.
What up, editor? R.I.P.
What's up, MJ? Thank God we don't have to go inside for water. It's like, is this because we're lazy
literally
sacks
can't
of
see.
shit, or is this because we're actually
we're
You're cleaning the deck. Very, very inefficiently cleaning the
we're
deck.
here.
Somebody keep an eye on Junebug.
Journey, come here. I'm just thinking that with the longer ones, we might have the leverage.
Maybe. I mean, we can try.
Dip that back in. I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, like you said before, I need to go further up. Ooh, careful. Mushy there.
That's good though.
Yeah.
We like mushy. Hey, okay, we're taking a brief break from the chaos because I need to tell you about the sponsor of this video, which is Birch Living. I've worked with Birch Living for a while, and one of the most frequently asked questions I genuinely, guys, I get is, hey, I'm getting ready to buy a new mattress. Do you actually recommend Birch? Absolutely, I do. If you can't tell, this is my bedroom. I am on the floor in my bedroom. This is Griff and this is Juju. This is a Birch mattress. We've slept on this Birch mattress since we've moved into this house 3 years ago. It's Ecotech certified, Green God certified, Forest Stewardship Council certified. It is made out of organic wool, organic cotton, organic latex, and you know, they really care about creating a high quality mattress. They do. I've told you guys this for years. The reason that wool is so fantastic is because of its natural temperature regulations. I didn't really think too much about this, but a few months ago I had to sleep in one of our guest bedrooms that did not have a Birch mattress because we have one older memory foam mattress, and I slept on that by myself, no dogs, no humans, by myself, and I would wake up in the middle of the night so freaking hot, and I am not a warm person. I am usually quite cold, and I realized it's because of the memory foam. Currently, they're having a Memorial Day sale. If you click on my link, birchliving.com/AbbyCox, and use the code BirchPartner27, all of this will be in the description, you can get 27% off your order of a mattress and 2 free Go Rest pillows, which are made out of recycled water bottles. I agree. You're right. So you're telling everyone that they'll get that 100-night sleep trial, which you 10 out of 10 recommend. They get free shipping to the United States. With that, thank you to Birch for sponsoring this video. I am so glad you guys love this channel and support this channel because I love my mattress. It's just a great mattress. I don't know what else to say. It's just really, really good, okay? And yeah. All right.
God, that smoke. Oh, I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So the other thing I'm thinking is, we know most corset bones no longer than 18 inches, right?
Yeah.
So now that this is kind of, I'm also maybe we just go ahead and cut this really thick part here. This is gonna fucking work.
Yeah, that's the way that is shearing. Oh, wait, turn. You're supposed to
My nose hairs are gone.
You don't want to fix that. Proper PPE.
Failing to plan is planning to fail. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're not getting your proper personal protective equipment on.
We're making soup. We've added leaves.
Tasty.
Okay, but the good news is the horn is completely submerged.
Yes. And it's already been stretched a little bit. So let's set a timer for half an hour so that we have time to come down, fuck with it, put it back in if necessary, and the fire's still going.
Yeah.
Juji, where you go?
Gigi, I'm sorry.
I can't find it.
And we gave them an Ossia weapon.
Are you ready?
Special. You've been touched by an angel.
Yes,
What are you doing, buddy?
Honey, you're
Buddy.
so.
And he's like, I made rhinoceros horns.
Juju got it first. Yeah, good job, Juju! Yeah, good girl! That's good
I
girl!
like how I'm absolutely using oven mitts to keep my hands warm right now.
Give it here.
Oh, girl. Ooh, bendy bend.
I got you with the mitt.
Juju.
Hey, this is gonna at least be doable for tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Fucking dip it one more time.
It's almost there.
Yeah. Are we fishing that out?
It's gonna be the
This
most.
is like what Macbeth's witches thought they were.
Yeah, they thought they were this cool. You know what they didn't have? Proper PPE. You want to just stand on it?
Yeah.
It's gonna be slippery.
This is the benefit of having big feet.
Good
And now
job,
we
Jean.
wait.
We just leave Abby out here.
Okay.
I don't think you.
Here in the woods of southern Indiana, the two women are working together to create a new form of tool. The great anthropological discovery is soon.
Yeah, that's the thickest
That's a
spot.
thickie. It's a thick boy.
Dummy
You're a
thick.
thick boy.
With like
Oh,
5
shit, look at that.
Cs. Yeah, that ain't getting cut open. Too thick, I'll never bend that open.
That's a fucking leaf. There's more black shit down
The women have discovered leaves in their soup.
Pretty sure most of them are fucking.
In the words of the great Adam Driver, good soup.
Oh my god.
That's pretty fucking flat.
Oh wow.
But you're right. It should stay that way overnight.
Yeah.
So that it dries in that formation.
Fucking worked, Maggie.
Well, bye. Go work today.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
We're gonna go make dinner and eat it.
Okay. Enjoy it. It's good that she has the proper PPE.
Yeah. See, now I've got the mitts, and now I have a plastic jug. Nothing's getting it.
We moved her inside, but she's still standing on it. I just wanted.
I'm still doing my job.
Did you just fall up the stairs, Maggie?
No, it fell off my hands.
Your PPE filled. What is wrong with you?
So many things.
Oh my gosh.
The list is endless.
Look, we're really serious about our experimentation and historical archaeological research. This is experimental archaeology at its finest, folks. No one takes us more seriously than us, all right? So, all you other science YouTubers, fucking coming for you. With that. Guys! Hello! I guess I'll just die here. It's day 2. It's 7 degrees outside. I'll let you guess which one of us is perimenopausal. Hi, Gigi.
Juju Bean. Hi. There you go, baby.
Oh, there she goes. Bye. One.
And then there's just Bailey.
Hi, Bailey Boo.
Ready?
Really enjoy just.
Are you ready? Go get it.
At least it'll sit on top of the stairs.
There you go. Good girl.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Go!
Here in the wild woods of southern Indiana, the perimenopausal woman goes out exploring, foraging for wood to make a fire.
How is she not a lesbian?
That's a very good question. It's a question I ask myself about all of us every day. It's like, are we sure we're not really, really gay?
Tonight, all new stories on the season premiere of Unsolved Mysteries.
For everyone in their 20s, early 30s, this is what you have to look forward to.
You miss me carrying around going, why is there so much smoke everywhere? Nicole's like, because you're carrying a smoking block.
Literally, she was carrying the thing that was smoking.
I'm so pretty.
She's so pretty.
I'm so pretty. I dropped the poker onto the other side of the fence. It's there.
Abby, what did you do?
I dropped the poker.
Does the long-suffering sigh come through on the audio?
What? She did it.
Didn't even get snow in my boots.
I gotta get back up is the problem. Very impressed. You might have to go the long way.
No!
If I was an asshole, I'd start throwing snow on you. But I'm not.
I'd throw the fucking poker at you, and you know it.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name, 'cause I am a hormonal 13-year-old girl. Ugh.
Abby's not allowed to have the poker anymore.
Can I have the poker?
God damn it.
I'm making soup.
Yeah, it looks like some shitty ass soup. You know what it needs? Salt.
This is diamond. If you have Morton, you have to use half as much or twice as much. I always forget. No, you're supposed to double it or you're ridiculous. No, I'm right. This is ridiculous.
Book it.
Book it.
What are you holding, Gavin?
Bucket.
I just say it like that.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, that's full of leaves and shit.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's soup.
Leaf soup.
Leaf soup.
Okay, that's not sharp enough. Do you just have a utility knife? I swear to God, a utility knife. I think it's gonna be better. Cause that you gotta be like a straight line the whole way. Actually, that's the easiest. I still think a utility blade. Cause you could use a straight edge with that. With a drummer, you don't even need it to be fucking blurred. Okay, put it the other way around. Oh, that's nice. Oh shit, yeah. Try it with the snips. We're just not gonna get very straight cuts that way. Oh, maybe we will. Maybe I lied.
It's just so much easier to
Hey, look at that. Yeah, I mean, the cuts aren't as nice.
It's all right. That's what sanding's for.
Yeah, you can sand that down.
Other than thickness.
Yeah?
You cannot really tell a difference.
Yeah, no, like, it's very similar. Well, yeah, you're already getting up into the curved and
Yeah.
you're not quite following the...
I'm trying to get it so it's at the split.
Oh, okay.
I need some room, Chrissy.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to keep it flat. Yeah, that cuts nicely. Look at that.
That works a treat. Look how thick that is.
I know, that one's chunky. We'll have to see if we can split this easily after the fact.
I don't think this one's splittable in the same way.
But look, this stuff's splittable.
Yeah,
Do you want to honk out a piece of this and so we can test it? It is pre-scored. Not terribly evenly, but I did what I could.
Yeah,
and you can see it didn't go all the way through, except for that one little bit there. So we're gonna toss it back in. Bye.
Okay, here we go. Well, that was fun and kind of crazy. And yeah, we learned a lot. So let's talk about it. So while in theory, right, this experiment worked, the next phase of this is just the follow-up questions. How does horn compare to baleen? First things first, while baleen fronds or plates, while they are thicker at the base and they do get thinner as they go up, that transition works with how the boning pieces are cut. So you cut along the grain, the lengthwise, this way. And so as you go up this way, the bony pieces will get thinner. With cow horn, because of how the cow horn is thinner at the base and then it gets solid up at the tip. That means that since you're cutting along the length of the cow horn and not around the cow horn pieces are going to be thicker at one end and then thinner at the other. And that's not ideal. While there are uses for that and like places where it could make sense, ideally when you have a piece of boning, you want like the pressure to be essentially the same throughout, and you don't want more pressure or thickness of boning or stiffness of boning in one area and thinner in the other. That can also make things more prone to break, stress, etc. So not ideal, right?
Hello. So while filming the B-roll for this video, something interesting happened and I'm going to show you because I didn't think this would happen, but it did. So I'll just let it speak for itself.
Cow horn. Baleen.
I don't think I have to say anything else.
The other thing that you can also really see comparing these pieces is how curvy the horn is compared to the baleen. Again, you saw the plate, they're straight pieces. And so it's really easy to get these long, flat pieces, right? Where with cow horn, everything has a bit of a curve to it because the horn itself is curved. Now, having curved pieces of boning actually can be really useful. For example, in 18th century stays, very often there's something called a rail that is a horizontal piece of boning that goes across the bust. Obviously, when something looks like this, you know, naturally it kind of lends itself to that shape. But because of that curviness, when I tried to flatten the pieces of horn, I got horizontal breaks. While on one hand, that's not like a big deal, what that means is that I just wasn't able to get the full length that I would necessarily want. Where with the baleen, because again of how it is, I got really long pieces. That just gives me more to work with, right? Because you can always make something shorter, you can't make something longer. The other thing is the way baleen evolved. There is this sort of inner layer, right? When you boil baleen, that inner layer softens a lot, and you can actually peel the baleen and split the thickness in half. And so when you look at really thick pieces of baleen, you will see that line. I showed this to Chrissy and Nicole because they were like, oh, well, wouldn't this be difficult? And I was like, no, it's actually really easy. It splits apart naturally. It was a discovery when I did this for like the first time many years ago. Horn doesn't do that. Now you'll see in this tip that there's like layers here that are separating. This is because it was literally being scorched and burnt off. You can't split these in the same way. It almost looks like you could. You look at them and you're like, well, it should be able to, but they never showed or indicated their ability to do that. Now, the other thing is the horn was a lot more difficult to cut compared to the baleen. When we were cutting up the cow horn though, I discovered something. I had a thought, I had a realization that was really cool. And I want to present this hypothesis to you guys. If you watched my corsets as fast fashion video and you watched it all the way to the end and you saw my little like freak out breakdown moment because that corset that I made didn't fit, but then I was like, did I do something wrong? And then I was like, at the end, I was like, oh, surprise, Marvel Easter egg. And I was like, look at this other corset that I got. This curvy, delicious corset that I love and adore. What's really interesting about this corset is that the very shapely hip gores that look like they're corded out of like a cotton yarn, they're not. They're boned. And when I pulled out a piece of boning, I realized they could be horn. It just looks a little different than baleen. It's a lighter color. Baleen does come in other colors, even though I've only ever seen it in this dark color. While it looks more like horn, and that's what kind of like set me off, upon more research, the color isn't the only factor. It just looks different. The grain looks different. The way it feels is just a little different. And so it just makes me seriously wonder if this corset didn't actually use horn. And then that made me realize that these horn pieces, with how dense they are and how curvy they are, that they would actually be perfect for this sort of application compared to it being used for larger pieces of boning, like what we see like down the center backs, etc. So basically, the horn works, right? Kind of. And though it does have its quirks and its issues, which does explain why it was never like a really viable alternative for baleen, it does work in theory. The fact of the matter is baleen is just too good at being corset boning. One baleen whale has hundreds of baleen plates, which can be processed into thousands of corset boning pieces, where one cow has 2 horns, and that's it. Baleen pieces are long and flat and a decent thickness. It's easier to cut, even if it still does take 2 people. Even in the 19th and 20th centuries, people were trying to come up with like viable baleen alternatives, like the whalebone boning that's in my equipoise waist. I'm sure that at the time, they did look into these other options, that they did look into cow horn, and they probably came to the same conclusions that we did, which is that it's so close, but just not quite not good enough in every instance, right? With all this being said, for my fellow makers, whether you are a hobbyist or a professional, especially here in the United States, do I think that you should run out and get horn or even try to get baleen to DIY your own corset boning? No, 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 no. This process took 2 days. Though you could probably with a cow horn do it in 1, but it has to be done outside because this shit stinks, guys, okay? I honestly don't know which one smelled worse, the horn or the baleen. Both were gag worthy, okay? Disgusting. They were disgusting smelling, okay? Disgusting! And you have to maintain a really hot fire. We're not just talking like a boil, guys. We're talking like melt your skin off boiling water, okay? That pot of water sat out overnight in below freezing temperatures, and I'm talking single digits in Fahrenheit cold, okay, people? I'm not talking, oh, it's 32 degrees. Oh, it's 0 degrees Celsius. No, I'm talking 7 degrees Fahrenheit, negative whatever in Celsius, okay? Like, I'm talking butt-ass freaking cold, okay? You would have thought that the water would have been more frozen when I dumped it out the next day. No, it barely had an ice crust on top of it. That's how hot the water was. If you do want to try your hand at processing horn with like a Dremel, like, yeah, you could do it. It does make some things a lot easier, but it also is really dusty. It makes a mess.
Probably.
You have to wear goggles. You have to wear a mask. You will also lose a lot of cow horn that way. You also need to keep any sort of pet or child away when you're doing this. I was very conscientious about keeping these bits away from my dogs. Any sort of scrap went out of the backyard away from the dogs so they couldn't get to it, okay? And even with the little bits that are here on this work mat, I am very paranoid about throwing these away. These pieces are small, they're sharp, they are a get stuck in the mouth hazard, they are get stuck in the throat hazard, they are a choking hazard. Okay, like, no, we're gonna be careful. So with that, while I do consider this experiment overall a success, it's not something I recommend, okay? Like, this is not something that I even plan on doing again. Like, it's honest to God, it's just not worth the effort. If you do want to know more about corsets, I do have a bunch of videos about corset history, making corsets, just all sorts. Because as you guys know, I'm working on a book right now. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want some corset-themed merch, don't forget I have my totes that say Fashion History is History with a corset timeline on it. I love that tote. I also have a matching signed poster, and corset pins are also available because we love corsets here. We love talking about corsets and we love talking about researching corsets. So with that, my lovely friends, thank you for coming in on this experiment with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. A huge thank you to Chrissy, Maggie, and Nicole for helping me with this experiment because this is not something that I could have done by myself at all. This is definitely a multi-person endeavor. And with that, guys, I'm gonna get back to writing and I will see you all back here next time with another video. Mwah, love you, bye. Now we're cooking. Sorry. MJ, just so you know, I actually did say that and I was like, oh, we should probably film that.
If your loved one develops mesothelioma, you might be entitled to compensation.
I see you getting a shot of my ass. Yeah.
Right.
Leave a thumbs up if you want Crazy to start an OnlyFans.
You wanted more videos of us together. This is what you asked for.
You get a 100. Do you want to do the rest of this? If you. Okay, look, we need to work on your ad reads. That's fine if you wish to do them, but you need to speak to the camera.
Ma'am.
I swear to God, if you catch on fire, I am.
Oh, God.
Tastes like victory.